Hello, good afternoon. This is Tracy Payton. We're going to go ahead and get started with a training video on the back-end management area of your Signarama franchisee website. And this particular webinar slash training video is actually on how to create forms as well as blogs on your website. So the first thing, I'm already signed in to the home screen of the management area. So from the home screen, you'll come up to the toolbar, and under content, you'll see that you have a drop down, and in this drop down you have post. So this is where you can see all your posts, as well as this plus button will allow you to add a post. And then forms is also located in this drop down. So this is where you can create a form, can add a new form, or see all your existing forms. So we're going to first start with forms. If I click on forms, again, that's going to take me to all the different forms I have. And it can vary from an artwork upload form all the way to a customer feedback form. So here's a list of all the forms that I currently have. You can see there's 29 forms, and I can obviously go through and show more entries here. So if I wanted to show 25, I can show 25 forms. Now, of those forms, the ones that I've created that are not system forms created by corporate, but these are individual forms that I've created myself for this site, those are forms that you have the ability to create and edit. If it is a form that it's more of a system form, those forms are not editable. However, you can bring those forms onto various pages on your website. So it's just up to you. So you have the ability to use those forms on your website, but here you also have the ability to create new forms and edit those. So you can see that I've created a upload artwork form, and you can edit that, as well as you can see the responses for that form. So if I click on responses, I can see the 2 responses that I have of that artwork upload form. And then I can actually view that response and see the customer, the email, and the artwork file. Now, if I go back to content and forms, again, you can add a form by clicking on that little plus, or once I get to forms, I can click on add new form up in the top right. And this is going to let me create a new form. So I can give it a reference, a name. And the text, the button text is usually submit. And then the response text is what you want it to say when that customer fills out that form. So we're just going to say thank you for your response. Okay, and we can also have the email results if you want to email those, yes. And you can put your email in there. And you also have the ability to use CAPTCHA. And if you use CAPTCHA, that really just limits the amount of spam, and it makes it harder for people to post junk to your form responses. So you can go ahead and use that, check that, and it will cause the customer, when uploading or responding to that form, to put in a code that they see on the screen. So once I save my changes, I'm now going to have to go down and add fields to build my form. So I'm really just building the form out by adding different fields. So the first thing I can do is, if I add a new field, I can use a text field, but I have other options here. So I can have text box, I can have a file upload button, I can have a drop-down list or a multiple selection list. So in this case, I'm just going to put customer name, and description will be the same. And I do want to make this required. And once I do that, I can save my changes. And it's going to add that first field onto my form. So again, I'm just going to keep building it by adding different fields onto the form. So the next field, I might want to put a text box, and this might be for phone policy number. And I want to make that required, and I can save changes. So that puts that in there as well, and then I can add one more new field, and we'll do like a multiple selection, maybe check boxes, and then we'll put the different options in there. We can do banners or indoor signs. Let's put some outdoor signs. So we've gone ahead and put some options in there, and we can save our changes. So we're building that form out. And then when our form is all completely built, we can go ahead and save the changes up in the top right. And that's going to save that form. So it's created that new form and it's saved those changes. Now what you need to do is you're going to want to either create a page to put that form on or using an existing page. So if we go into Content, Pages, and we take a look at some of our pages, I think that we have a form page already created on the back of this demo site. So I'll search for that page. And there it is. And I can just edit the contents of that form page. I think I already have another form, so I have an upload artwork form. But if I want to add the new form that I just created, I just can come up here and I can go in and I can insert a form module. So I can have two forms and I can insert that. And that's going to immediately pull up the edit mode. And I'm going to use this drop down list to find that new form that I just did. So we have it right here. And we'll hit save. And that brings that form in onto that page so you can see it there. So after we do that, we can go ahead and publish that so that it gets pushed to the front end of the site so the customer can see it. And then if I view the site, we can go to the forms page. I'm not quite sure we have forms linked. It might be on my Sinorama. Okay, I don't have my forms page linked. So if I go to the back end, the management area, what we can do is just go to pages and find that forms page. And we can look at the attributes of that. And we can view the page. So you can see now there's the form that we created on that page. And you've got your customer name, phone number, different drop downs, and then you hit submit. So that's how you create forms and put them or display them on various pages. The second thing that you can do on our website or your website is if you go back to the management area, you have that same ability but to do it for blogs. So if I'm on content and I want to put a post up, maybe a newsworthy event or just notifying my customers that something's going on, I can click on post. And this is going to show me the different types of posts that I have. So I have one that's been published called Hello World. I can edit that post by clicking on edit. And it just is a little post. So if I save that, if I go back into the post area, you can see that now I have this button called Add New Post. So if I want to add a new post, I can select the status of my post. So we want to publish it and give it a publish date. And then we can give it a body of the post. So we'll just say, so we have a little bit of a content there. Again, we can bold, italicize, and so forth, and hit save. So we've created a post and it's in the published format. And I also have different ways. I can look at different posts. I can look at all my published posts. I can look at my drafts. I can look at those that are archived and those that have been deleted. So I have different areas that I can take a look at. So if I want to look at my published post, which we have, I now have that Tracy's training there. So again, just like the form, I'm going to need to go on and find a page where I want to post that. So if I go into pages, and it looks like I do have like a little blog page. So we'll just use that. So we'll go in and we'll edit the contents of that page. And right there, I've already got a post module. Now, if I didn't have this module in there, I would just want to have to insert the post module first to show the post. So select that and insert. But because it's already there with the other post called Hello World, you now also have Tracy's training. So I can go ahead and publish that page. And then if I want, I can just go ahead and view that page. And you can see there's Tracy's training, the date, and if I click on that, it just opens up the post and gives you a little bit more information. So that concludes how to create forms and posts and how to put those on and edit the content of pages so that your customers can see those posts and see those forms. And if you have any other questions, please refer to the training website. Thank you very much for watching.